the darkness behind the 7 names of Marduk. At the end of the 7 tablets of creation, Marduk was given the title Ea Enki, and the Scorpion Men were those created by Tiamat. A short piece of information on Ea Enki will serve us well. The following detail comes from Sippar, Iraq, 1125 to 1104 BC. The meaning of Sippar is Bird City. The detail is as follows. According to the 9th tablet of the Epic of Gishtubar, Gilgamesh, the Scorpion Men guard the gate between the 2 mountains through which the sun passes at its rising and setting. The Fishman was Owans, afterwards identified with Ea Enki, who brought wisdom and culture to Chaldea, out from the Persian Gulf. Ea Enki is described as a Scorpion Man gatekeeper. They would be poison personified, and their origin is the stinger of Scorpio. Enki also created a wind demon to release the 7 Anunnaki from their prison. But Enki is also the leader of the 7 Apkallu, who are alternatively known as Usumgalli. Usumgallu, Sumerian, Usumgal, means Great Dragon. This was one of 3 horned snakes in Akkadian mythology. They are the 7 Great Dragons. These would be the 7 names given to Marduk. But the 7 names actually refer to a separate entity. And of course, that would be Zu. The role of Bel was taken by Zu, which is a precursor to the 7 tablets. The Babylonian Bel was a syncretic deity of Enlil, Marduk, and the shepherd deity Dumuzid Abzu. The male Abzu being the add-on to the pantheon, but in the very beginning, the roles of Bel and Enlil were taken over by Zu. This would be the sin of Zu. The name Sin is the name of the Assyrian moon god, Zu-en, but is usually spelled Den-zu, or simply with the numeral 30. Nergal is none other than Lugal Banda, and both are in fact Zu. The word Zu-en means multiplying Lord, which is difficult to achieve without math. Eventually, this new Bel came to be seen as the god of order and destiny. But death would be the destiny at hand. For example, the son of Enlil is named Ninazu, and is the god of fate and death. This would be the truth behind the fates. Poison personified, weapons of death. Meanwhile, Ashur continued to be known as the Assyrian Enlil, or the Enlil of the gods. So these terms mean the Assyrian Lord Wind and Lord Wind of the gods. The Lord of the evil winds is none other than Anzu, and it is the three heads of the pantheon, because this is Hydra. If one falls, two heads rise. Abzu was the first to fall, due to an incantation, a song of songs, which kept him dormant. Enki would be the cure, but also the catalyst, the dark magician. From Abzu, Lakmu and Lakamu are created. It was Zu who set up Lakmum, and Lak means brother. So Lakamu mean brother Mu, brother Logos. Lakamu means brother reed, with which the tablets were written, meaning that Zu set up writing and reading. But Anshar is in fact Lakmu, which means they are both brother Logos. That would be Mamu, and of course, Mamu is none other than Zu. So it is not so far-fetched to suggest that Anshar and Lakmu are none other than Zu himself, under another guise. Now Enlil continued to be venerated under the name Marduk until around 141 BC, when the cult of Marduk fell into terminal decline and was eventually forgotten entirely. Reform, reform, reform. Marduk is but an epithet for Enlil, and Molil is none other than Zu, and as mentioned, at the end of the 7 tablets, Marduk is given the title Ea from Bel. Your eye should be on the ball, and not the cups. The information that follows is a prime example. Marduk is also known as Asharuli, Ashar-ul Odog, and Asharu Ludu. The epithets of the names are son of Eridu and the son of Abzu. Do not forget Enoch, son of Jared, because Jared means Eridu. Jerusalem was originally Jerusalem, so we can see that the J hook is an add-on. Uru became Eri, which means city, and Duru means the seventh ruler on Nibiru. The letter D denotes a god, and the letter U means water or hook, but together they mean creature. The seventh ruler on Nibiru, which would be inside the earth, is described as a creature, a being of a twofold nature. So the words Eridu and Jared actually mean city creature. In reference to the city creature, most major modern city plans have the zodiac symbols entwined within them, and this means that sacrifice is acceptable on these grounds, and this may be why the ancient civilizations were abandoned. Either way, it is still in relation to the entity. So which city creature or seventh ruler on Nibiru is Enoch the son of? Either way, these ancient cities are venerating a creature, not a god. His time was with the Watchers and the Holy Ones. Holy meaning different and unlike the rest. Moving forward, I can show you exactly which creature is being referenced. And here we find it is describing itself, as it is now a title of Marduk, and he is the origin from which it came. In a bilingual incantation written in both Sumerian and Akkadian, the god Asuuli, a title of Marduk, describes the evil Udug to his father Enki. And we've seen that Marduk goes by the name Azarul Udug. The incantation is as follows, and you can see why Stephen King and I call it It. O my father, the evil Udug, Udug-hul. Its appearance is malignant, and its stature is towering. Although it is not a god, its clamour is great, and its radiance, melum, immense. It is dark. Its shadow is pitch black, and there is no light within its body. It always hides. It does not stand proudly. Its claws drip with bile. It leaves poison in its wake. Red clay. Its belt is not released. His arms enclose. It fills the target of his anger with tears in all lands. Its battle cry cannot be restrained. This would be a perfect description of Anzu. Now you can see why I call it It. Marduk Azarul Udug. the name O Asaru Alim, the letter O, as in boat or vessel, but rarely found. Immediately, I thought of the way they wrote, written in lines, which is very similar to Ogham, the Celtic writing system from which the runes were derived. In this region, they were written with reeds. The written letter O would be a square, hence the letter V above and below. Could this be the squared circle? The expression squaring the circle is sometimes used as a metaphor for trying to do the impossible. The letter O is also circle, encircle Ouroboros, the dragon, and O is the archaic symbol for the devil. But the word devil and the word divine are a grave concern, as the earliest time I have seen them used is the description of the unrivaled weapon. The unrivaled weapon and 11 devils like him, meaning that it is the devil himself. And the word divine is found in the divine storm bird, the meaning of Anzu. And of course, Marduk is a precursor to the Antichrist, if the shoe fits. Now onto Azaru. Azaru means handsome, but alternatively, as in Zulu. The letter U meaning hook, and the J hook is the stinger of Scorpio, also known as the cat's eyes. This is interesting. Marduk made straight the directions of Anu, Enlil, and Ea. My point here is that the cat's eyes are between the two pillars on our road systems. The word Zu means knowing, and Lu would be light or bright. It is worth noting here that the word knowing is the meaning of angel. So the meaning of angel is Zu, and the meaning of Zu is angel, and both mean knowing. In relation to the angels, Archangel Uriel was actually the figure that led me down this rabbit hole. In Sumerian mythology, the deity known as Azarul Udu, the son of Enki and epithet of Marduk. Azarul Udu is the wielder of the flaming sword, who ensures the most perfect safety. According to the Bible, a cherub, or in some traditions, either the archangel Uriel or Kamael with a flaming sword, was placed by the gates of paradise after Adam and Eve were banished from it. Genesis 3:24. Uriel is also the figure who created mankind, specifically from dust, which means the cosmic red clay. Uriel is often depicted carrying a chalice filled with the blood of Christ, the Holy Grail, and the 10 of Cups. According to the homily, at the time of the crucifixion of Jesus, Uriel dipped his wing in the blood and water flowing from the side of Christ, and filled a cup with it. A line from the 7 tablets springs to mind here. The line is, "Who makest my liver rejoice." And in the world of the occult, which this bloody well is, it is the cup of Sharonzon that must be filled. Anyway, back to Uriel, carrying the cup. He and the Archangel Michael rushed into the world, and sprinkled the water and blood of Christ all over Ethiopia. In every place where a drop of blood fell, a church was built. The fallen ones and the holy ground. The word holy means different and unlike the rest. The majority of graveyards here in Britain are, of course, on red clay earth. The ground is sour. The earth is bad, because it's not from earth. I don't want to be buried in a pet cemetery. Now for the other various names of Marduk. He was named Maruku, meaning belonging to the black-headed ones, or black-headed people. This is specific to hair color, not race. But this could also refer to the Adug. There is no light within its body. They would be the black-headed ones. It's all about perspective, which there are many. Alim means powerful. O Asaru Alim means powerful bestower of cultivation. O Asaru Alim Nuna. Nuna, Nun means prince, but also serpent. Adding the letter A, Nuna means water. So it must be in reference to the thunderstorms, the blackbird, rock. The name O-Tutu. In the Enuma Elish, it says that Tutu devises the spell by which the gods may be at rest. That he is supreme among the assembly of the gods, and none among them is his equal. That would be an unrivaled weapon. Another version states, Tutu silences weeping and gives joy to the sad and ill at heart. But of course, that makes no sense, as the spell he used to put the gods at rest was lamentation, which is weeping and making you ill and sad at heart. O Tutu, who art the god Zi-Ukina, meaning the spirit of the hall of Upshu-Kinaku. O god Tutu, who art the god, and this is the moment where the names become transparent. O Tutu, who art the god Zi-Azag, the spirit Azag. In the Sumerian mythological poem, Lugal-E, Asag or Azag is a monstrous demon, so hideous that its presence alone makes fish boil alive in the rivers. He was said to be accompanied by an army of demon offspring, born of his union with the mountains themselves. He was vanquished by the heroic Akkadian deity Ninurta, Marduk, using Sha'ur, his enchanted talking mace, after seeking the counsel of his father, Enlil. Mulil is Enlil, but Enlil is Zu, and Zu is the father of the great bull from heaven, its own Alpha and Omega, its own end and beginning. This is the great dragon that swallows its tail. O Tutu, who art the god Aga Azag. O god Tutu, who art the god Mu Azag. Z, spirit. Mu, logos. Aga. According to the stele of Usumgalli, Aga was the first official great assemble of Umma. Umma meaning Taurus, the great bull from heaven. In the poem, Gilgamesh tricks Aga and captures him, but at the end of the poem, he sets him free, similar to Prometheus and Heracles. That would be Zu and Marduk. O God Shazu. The following information addresses the goddess Shazu, the midwife, whose worship had been absorbed into that of the mother goddess. The text of Shazu is an Amazonite cylinder seal with a robed figure and an 8-line cuneiform text. The figure on the seal is bearded with an ankle-length robe and a dome cap implemented in one hand. The inscription is as follows: Goddess Shazu with the weighty veil, when you speak of the total dominations of the powers of heaven and earth, let it be written, the totality, the land, the mountain range, all of it. Let its overlordship be exercised by you. Let the one who reveres his goddess, Karain Dash, the goddess of the weighty veil. The other names of Marduk: Asal Luhi, the man-drenching Asal. Also Asaluhi, a title of supremacy given to Marduk, the rain god, Akkad, Adad, Hadad, and his visor, Lugalbanda, meaning that Zu, Lugalbanda, is the visor of Marduk. Lugal is the Sumerian term for king or ruler, literally meaning big man, a sort of titan. Lugal, the word king, actually means when the master gets angry, he kills. Lugalbanda is also a name of Nergal, the Great Watcher, and the Igigi are those who see and observe. Enoch, his time was with the Watchers and the Holy Ones, and no one knew where he abode. It was in a cave, possibly in the Abzu. Azaru in Akkadian, the water giver, garden irrigator, a title given to Marduk. Azaru Alem, Akkadian, the gods learn humility before him, a title of Marduk. Azaru Alem Nuna is the very same title, with added brightness. Azaru Ludu, a mysterious magical name given to Marduk. I render the name to bind the light to you. Shaku, fever maker, a demon, and this would be the light in question. Asharu, a title given to Marduk, very similar to Sha'ur, his mythical mace. The 7 names given to Marduk at the end of the 7 tablets are given positions which align with the Apkallu, and they would be the totemic gods of this region. And these 7 totemic gods are found in the 12 signs of the zodiac. But they also align with the creatures created by Tiamat, under the name Umu Kubur, but Umu means Taurus. Umukubu set up the unrivaled weapon. She set up the viper, the snake, the ravening dog, the scorpion man, the fish man, the horned beast. Huber or Zuber is a title of Mother Ilu or Ilat and or El. Huber is a surname of German language origin. It derives from the German word hube, meaning to hide. The Apkallu, also known as Usumgalli. Usumgalli means great dragon. Usumgalli is a plural form, meaning dragons or demons. The Usumgalli, or solitary monsters, were fabulous beasts, who were supposed to devour the corpses of the dead, and were therefore not exactly vampires, which devoured the living, but corresponded rather with one of the creatures mentioned in Isaiah 13, 21, 22, and 34, 14, which means that these creatures are still being venerated under another guise. Chur Nasir Apli II placed golden coins of Usumgalli on the pedestal of Ninurta. The name became a royal divine epithet, Usumgal Kalis Padaki, unrivaled ruler of the sanctuaries, the unrivaled weapon. Marduk is also called Usumgalli Dragon of the Great Heavens. Now this is where all the madness comes together. Usumgalli, the Great Dragon, was one of the three horned snakes in Akkadian mythology, along with Bashmu and Mushamu, Mushusu. These figures are usually described as a lion, dragon, demon. The original god was divided to create confusion and then united at a later date, which in turn created belief and worship for this creature. I think the best way to put this is, it, the unknown entity, it is the problem, it is the reaction, and it is the solution, and is certainly the main aspect of the 7 tablets, under many disguises. There is a very fine line between the terms aspect and disguise. Worship is the only object of the gods. The ultimate conclusion would be that Marduk is in fact Zu, and Zu is in fact Marduk.